Yes, sir. We are back live at Turn 3 Racing Network. Formula I racing action here live from Detroit. That's right. It's Belle Island, the Detroit Grand Prix. It's the duels in Detroit. Qualifying already well underway, so let's jump out on track with the driver of the 61, Mark Bruning. Oh, and Mark goes around, coming through the corner. Oh, another car having to take evasive action. What a way to walk into the broadcast here today. Already some carnage out there on track. This track is very, very difficult, very technical. And it puts the suspensions through a ton. And it is going to be very hard for these drivers to put down the power when they need to. And it is going to be one heck of a race. First race, 18 laps only before we get set to requalify and go into our second duel of today. Very unique aspect when Formula I comes to Belle Island, and that's well, we run two shorter races. It's a little bit hard to run that many laps just over and over at this place. Very, very close quarters. Very, very hard to get the power down when you want it. And when you, oh, and there you see Graham Lawhead. He hits the wall, rips the nose cone off of the front end of his machine. So we'll now jump up here with the 0-2 of Carter Kundinger as he makes his way around this 2.34 mile track here in Detroit. Multiple drivers have already put down their qualifying laps, so we'll drop your qualifying information right there on the left-hand side of your screen. Sitting on top of the provisional pole once again, Danny Hoekstra doing an amazing job these past few Grand Prix races in qualifying. Got onto the podium last week as Carter Kundinger is going to come to a stop and jump out of his car. We'll jump on board now with the 23 of Cody Sandwith as he tries to put down his fast laps. Cody sitting in 6th place right now on the speed charts. Would like to welcome and thank everybody for joining us out there, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it here at Turn 3 Racing Network. I know the drivers here at Formula I certainly appreciate and enjoy showcasing their driving abilities and their talent each and every time they hit the track for you. Oh, and there you see some bumps, and Cody Sandwith going to bring it to an end, so we'll jump now with the 11 of Jason Siemens as he tries to put down a faster lap. Jason sitting in the 8th position as of right now. Do have a few drivers not showing up on our scoring charts. We'll get that taken care of here in just a minute. Other than that, man, Danny Hoekstra doing an amazing job, almost a half a second in front of Carter Kundinger, who's followed by Carl Flemister. Mark Bruning, the other driver out of the Tulip Racing stable, sitting inside the top 5 in 4th, and Carlos Cotal in the 2, sitting in 5th. As we see Siemens have some issues, we will now jump with Emilio Fernandez Garrido as he makes his way around the track. Emilio sitting in the 9th position. Sorry, I was about to say in the 16th, but that's his car number, not his place on the speed charts. Whew. Qualifying very, very fast-paced right now. Things happening very rapidly. A lot of drivers finding some troubles, having some issues out there. getting a hold of this track, getting the power put down the way that they need it to be, as we're going to continue to watch Emilio Garrido get around the track. Seems to be nice and smooth through that section. Patrick Woodstrup in the 10 is on track. Will Zoller on track as well. Jordan Thompson, Cedric Beal actually out on track now. We'll take a look here in just a moment at Cedric as he makes his way around the track, see where he ends up shaking out at, putting his first time lap in now, joining him on his second. We'll jump on board here with Cedric. Cedric has won the last, I believe, 3 Grand Prix here in Formula I, so kind of walking away with the point standings so far this year. Great emergence on the scene for this driver. We are on board with the 14, Cedric Beal. Very, very bumpy. I mean, you can see it. You can see how much that car's jumping around. Suspension really under stress. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can't catch a look at this suspension. As Cedric comes around for his second time lap, is it any better? Where's he shake out to? All the way up to 5th now. Great run. And just look at those arms just moving on. That's absolutely amazing. The amount of stress that these suspensions are put in, unbelievable. Nothing close to it anywhere else at any other track. This is one of the worst racing surfaces I could imagine for setting up a car for these engineers and crew chiefs. So as qualifying begins to wind down for your first dual race here at Detroit, we are going to take just a brief minute to step away from the track. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
field has hit the grid, and we are set to get going here today in duel number 1. Gonna try to bring you your qualifying grid as quickly as we can. Row number 1 on the pole, Danny Hoekstra, Mark Bruning in second. Row 2, Cedric Beal and Carter Kundinger. And we're racing, couldn't get it in time. That's how fast things happened here at Detroit. My goodness, sorry about that, folks. Good, well and away already. We'll have to jump up for our blimp cam here on this first lap. Try to see if we can't ensure we get all the action brought to you. Everybody into turn number 3. Well, looks like we do have a few drivers struggling back there. Oh, big moment for some drivers. They're finally making their way through. My goodness, things can get very hairy very quick for a lot of drivers in such a tight pack. Things looking like they're starting to sort themselves out. Graham Lawhead with some issues. Will Zoller also already having some trouble. We'll go jump down trackside. There you see Cody Sandwith, no nose on the front end of his Renault 3.5 machine. So already some contact out there for Sandwith. Gonna jump up real fast with our race leader. Danny Hoekstra was the pole sitter. He's still sitting right there at the front of the field. His Tulip Racing teammate right behind him, Mark Bruning, doing an excellent job staying right there with him. Field beginning to stretch out a little bit as Cedric Beal running right here in second. Corey Whiting, he's had some issues. Corey off of the track now. He is behind the pit wall in the paddock. Cody Sandwith also on to pit road. We seen Cody with some front end damage, front nose cone knocked off the thing there on lap number 1, so that's why he finds himself on pit road. Patrick Woodstrup now with some issues as well. We'll take a look back here. Patrick missing the front end off of his machine. Oh my. We'll back up, see if we can't catch what happened with Patrick here. Everything seems to be fine. Patrick, and just on the gas and boom, right into the wall. That's all it takes. That's all she wrote right here. You'll see him get on the gas a little bit too much and bam, rips the front end right off of it, right in front of a lot of other drivers. So big time moments there for a few fellow drivers. Back up at the front, Danny Hoekstra still leading his Tulip Racing teammate just behind them. A battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, all right there with each other. Cedric Beal, Dave Guild, Carter Kundinger. There you see him running 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Ooh, tight quarters racing here at Detroit. My goodness. Looking through the rest of the field, looks like Troy Banks may have had some trouble. He is on pit road as well. Oh my goodness, the number of cars that have been on pit road is beginning to add up rather quickly. Very tough racing surface to tackle and overcome, that is for sure. Not a lot of close battles on track. You are watching the closest one, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Dave Guild now yielding that position to Carter Kundinger, now taking it back. Oh, and Guild into the wall. Sliding through the corner. There you see him battling with Kundinger. And just out and into the wall. That's going to hurt that front suspension, that's for sure. You can see the tire leaning just a little bit. That's going to allow Kundinger and Beal to step away. Guild going to slot into the 5th position. There you see him just off in the background. Carlos Cotow, after a very promising run in qualifying, he finds himself now up into the 8th position. In trouble for Flemister and Cotow. Oh my, let's take a look, see what happened between these two drivers. Oh, and there you see Flemister go around Cotow. Oh, almost getting through, and then more drivers. I believe that's Jason Siemens piles in. Oh my goodness, carnage everywhere. Let's take a look one more time at this up from the blimp. And then we will jump back up front with your race leader, Danny Hoekstra, as he continues to lead today's duel number 1. Oh, and the trees are unfortunately going to... Oh, there's 4 cars involved. And here comes... Oh, a 5th one now involved. Tough break for a lot of those race drivers. Danny Hoekstra, however, maintains his race lead. We will jump up here as he continues to make his way around this 2.34 mile track. Has his teammate still in tow, Mark Bruning, doing an excellent job. I tell you what, let's go down now with it looks like almost the entire field has been on pit road except your top 5. So the whole field having some issues here early in duel 1. Maybe that will have some different strategies begin to play out at the end of this race. And well, there's no mandatory pit stop, only 18 laps here in duel number 1 as well as duel number 2, so no mandatory pit stop involved. But these 2 teammates going around a back marker now, making their way around Carl Flemister. They're not wanting to see any pit stops. They are having one heck of a Grand Prix so far here. Let's go on board now with the 61 of Mark Bruning as he tries to chase down his teammate Danny Hoekstra as they cross the line to begin lap number 5, I believe it is. Yes, lap number 5. 13 laps left to go. And this is something that is very, very interesting. For some reason that was hung up, but we're just going to keep on riding here with Mark as he's steady trying. He's clicking it off slowly, getting closer and closer. 1.39 seconds between himself and his Tulip Racing teammate. So I appreciate Mark and the guys over there at Tulip Racing allowing us to put this great onboard camera on that 61 here today for the Dual Grand Prix in Detroit. As your race leaders begin to make their way around, I believe that is Patrick Woodstrup now being put a lap down. Cedric Beal, Carter Kundinger slowly starting to make up some ground on your leaders. They were a little bit over 3 seconds behind. Now they find themselves right there at the 2-second mark. So look for Kundinger and Beal to try to close the gap. There you see him just off in the distance, coming through the turn number 1 and 2 here. And this is the corner right here that always gets me. Turn number 3. You're on the gas and then you've got to whoa it up big time. Make that right-hand turn right there in the barrier. That's where I usually end up. And it looks like Jordan Thompson may have had some issues. Yes, suspension looks to be heavily damaged. My goodness, another driver falling victim to the walls here at Belle Island. Back up front with your race leader, still maintaining a 1.8 second lead over his Tulip Racing teammate Mark Bruning, running in second. Carter Kundinger has now overtaken Cedric Beal for the 3rd position. Beal now running in 4th. Will Zoller had an early incident, has rejoined the track, stayed on the lead lap. He is well behind, 28 seconds behind your race leader Danny Hoekstra, but he is running in the 5th position. Gaps slowly beginning to develop between your top 5 drivers as we get a little further into today's race. There you see Carter Kundinger just off in the background, then Cedric Beal Nobody close to them for position. Next driver back, Will Zoller, is 22 seconds behind. Cedric Beal running in that 4th spot. So these drivers just trying to maintain pace, trying to maintain tires for the rest of this race. 10 laps to go when we cross the line this time at Belle Island, live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Now riding with the driver running in the final podium position, Carter Kundinger in his 0-2 as he tries to chase down the 61 of Mark Bruning. Mark sitting about 2.5 seconds in front. I've noticed that too, Rick. On a few occasions. Just saying. Shout out to everybody out there in Chatland watching, viewing. Do appreciate it. Thank you very much from myself and everybody else back at Turn 3 Racing Network. All the drivers here at Formula I do appreciate it. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. Maybe click subscribe. Smash the bell on the right hand. Oh no, Mark Bruning in trouble. Oh my goodness, no nose cone on that thing. Let's take a look here, see what happened to Mark. Mark trying to get around a back marker. Looks like everything's fine. A little bit of a clip of the curb there coming through. Oh, and just looped it. You could hear him just on the other side of our camera, just looped it. And that was all she wrote for Mark Bruning. Tough break for him. He's going to be on pit road this time by. So put another driver on the board for the wall here today from Belle Island. My goodness. Things can happen in a hurry, and it doesn't matter what position you're in. That wall can step up and bite you. Looks like the majority of our field has been caught up by this wall, these close racing quarters at some point in time out there today. As we see Hoekstra make his way around the track. Hoekstra having one heck of a race so far. Fastest in practice. Qualified on the pole here for duel number 1. Has led every single lap. And will continue to lead as we click off the laps here at Belle Island. 8 laps to go for your race leader, Danny Hoekstra. As we drop down your running order for you there on the left-hand side, gonna do a little bit of cleanup. 19 drivers took to the grid for duel number 1 here in Detroit, and we have got 13 cars still at the track, 12 still on the track, and we have only got 8 left on the lead lap. And Pate Albin, he's now going to hit pit road. So a lot of drivers having a lot of issues, and this is a good moment here for not only Hoekstra but Kundinger to make up some ground on your points leader, Cedric Beal. He is running in third, but giving up some precious points to Hoekstra. by leading the race, having, oh no, not the fastest lap. Fastest lap will be going to Dave Guild. Hoekstra continuing to lead the race, 6 laps left to go. Kundinger still on a charge, but not gaining. You've seen him off in the distance, but that is almost a 4-second lead for the driver of the 91, Danny Hoekstra, doing a phenomenal job out there today. Gonna go a little bit further through the field, see if we can see how some other drivers are doing. Looks like the 2 of Carlos Cotal has recovered rather well from the earlier incident in duel number 1 here from Belle Island for the Detroit Grand Prix. Cotal sitting in the 7th position, just in front of the 16 of Emilio Fernandez Garrido. Few other drivers through the field that we haven't talked about very much today. Will Zoller in the 67, always fast. Oh, there we see a driver, Steven Grabowski, sitting in the middle of the track. That is a very dangerous situation there. He gets it pointed in the right direction and going. Tough break for Grabowski, as he's going to lose quite a few spots. Will Zoller, however, back up here, running in the 4th position, but well behind Cedric Beal, running in 3rd, about 15 seconds behind Cedric, as we've got 5 laps left to go here from Belle Island for the Detroit Grand Prix. For Formula I's Renault 3.5 Championship. If you haven't already, head on over to the iRacing League directory. Check out Formula I. Man, they've got all types of Formula cars. The Renault 2.0s, the big boys, the Williams. They have the Dallara F3 Championship Series as well. So a lot of great different series. If you want to get your open wheel road course racing on, go check out Formula I. And with only a handful of laps remaining, Danny Hoekstra taking it a little bit easy, it should appear, as his race lead is slowly starting to diminish, now down to 3 seconds over Carter Kundinger. Carter, there you see him off in the distance, not giving up just yet. still trying to come up through the field, trying to get what he can. Maybe force that 91 to make a mistake. And he may be able to capitalize on it if he can close that distance just a little bit more. Looks like now, after some cleanup with only 3 laps remaining, 10 drivers remaining on the track. So that is going to leave us with only 7 cars left on the lead lap. 3 cars have not hit pit road, have not had to change a nose cone or anything like that. Danny Hulkstra, Carter Kundinger, Cedric Beal. Great races for all 3 of those drivers on a very technical, very demanding, not only on the driver but the car. As you see right there, almost in a 4-wheel slide over some of these corners, over these bumps, is Hulkstra. I tell you what, we're going to jump on board here with Hulkstra as he makes his way around this track for his last few laps. Very, very long straight right here, and then you got to get it woed up for this right-hander. My goodness, Hulkstra looks almost flawless through this section of the track. Great run through there. Gonna cross the line this time to bring us to just 1 to go here from Belle Island in duel number 1. Hulkstra across the line one more time around, and he can put a race win, a duel win at least, in his hat by the end of today. Excuse me, Hulkstra through turn number 4. I believe that was turn number 4. As Hulkstra begins to run up on another back marker, will he push the issue or will he just kind of let it go? Last few corners here for Hulkstra. Still trying to make passes though, not satisfied. Crossing the line, your race winner, Danny Hulkstra. My goodness, great race by Hulkstra. Carter Kundinger gonna cross the line in second. Cedric Beal just now crossing the line in third. My. Well. That does it for duel number 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a brief moment. Don't go anywhere as we get things set for duel number 2. Don't go anywhere. You won't miss any of the action here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And thanks for staying with us, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna have a few post-race interviews for some of the drivers out there finishing on the podium position. Let's see if we can't get in a word or two with the driver that won duel number 1, Danny Hoekstra. How you doing? You got your ears on, bud? Hey, Danny, it's Dave. You got me? All right, well, maybe not. Let's see if we can get a word with Carter Kundinger. You got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, how you doing, man? Good job there in duel number 1, walking away with a second position. How's the track, man?
Bumpy? No, yeah, it's a pretty different driving this car on this track. A lot of people may say that this car is definitely not meant for this track, which I kind of agree with them. It's not, but it's a blast. I mean, I can feel my lunch in my throat right now. But yeah, no, it's just so bumpy. So to get the setup dialed in, I was able to do that right before the quick sprint race, and yeah, I mean the car felt really good out there. So besides all the bumps.
Well, did you learn anything in duel number 1 that maybe you can transfer over here to duel number 2 when everything gets set up and we get headed into qualifying for duel number 2? Do you think there's anything you can take away from duel number 1 and apply it for duel 2?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one issue I had is that I kind of started pretty far back. I started P4, and kind of like what I did in the sprint race, and then also in duel 1, I kind of took the first lap super easy, let some people by that maybe I shouldn't have. And then I just spent way too much of that race trying to battle to get those spots back, like battling Cedric and I believe O'Keefe was the other one. But yeah, so I need to do that. I need to qualify higher for the second one. I only got like 2 qualifying laps in. I kept spinning and hitting the walls, and I was just getting frustrated at myself. But yeah, hopefully for the second duel, I can start a little higher and run away from the field.
All right, my man. Well, thanks for taking a brief moment before you head down and jump back in the car to get ready to go for duel number 2. Before we let you go, though, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, no, just want to shout out to AOD Racing. Those guys are fun. I said before and I'll say again, I always enjoy being around those guys. It's a blast. And a little shout out to Florian. He couldn't be here today, but I'm sure he probably would have really enjoyed this track car combination. So yeah, 2 quick shout outs there. That's all I got.
All right, my man. We'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Yeah, see you later.
There you have it. That was the driver finishing on the podium in the second position for duel number 1. And now let's see if we can't dial him up this time. Hey, Danny, it's Dave. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey, my man, I guess you were busy celebrating that win there. Duel number 1, walking away with it in the bank, man. Great job.
Yeah, man, it was finally my first win. It was a hard race because Carter was quick as well, and he was slowly catching lap by lap, but I was able to manage it and don't take too much risk. And had to cut through the back markers safely, and yeah, luckily I did.
Well, man, you were fast in qualifying, qualified on the pole position. I know we're going to have another round of qualifying here before duel number 2. Do you think you and the guys at Tulip Racing have what it takes to get a second pole and possibly a second win?
Well, I'll definitely go for it because, yeah, when I get first, then I know nobody else can get the 25 points. That's how it works. But, yeah, we'll see. The pressure is completely off, so I'll just try to have a good time for the second race and see what I can do.
All right, my man. Well, great job. And one last question. I mean, did you learn anything in duel number 1 that you might be able to do in duel number 2? I know they're not going to let you keep 2 race wins out of the weekend, but Is there anything you think you can improve on from duel number 1?
Well, yeah, I've seen that it is just really, really hard to overtake, and especially back markers to cut through it safely. And the differences in the race pace of the numbers 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 are not that much. So you really gotta try to be consistent and try to stay fast without taking too much risk. Because yeah, one little mistake and you end up in the wall.
All right, my man. Well, we'll let you get going. We'll let you head on down trackside to jump in the car. I know qualifying is just now underway, so we won't keep you any longer. But before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to thank Mark for not dive bombing into my car at the first corner. No, my teammate wouldn't do that. He said that in front of the race. I will let you go. So yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for my dad, of course, for keeping me up to date with any details about timings and all. And thank you for doing the broadcast again. I hope you don't mute it.
Not this time, my man. Got it all loud and clear.
Great, man. Thanks a lot. Enjoy it.
All right, my man. We'll catch up with you a little bit later, man.
See ya.
As you can hear, tracks have hit the cars. Cars have hit the track. There you go, Danny. You know I'm always gonna mess up at some point in time, so there you go. That was it for the day. The tracks have hit the cars, ladies and gentlemen, here at Belle Island for duel number 2 here for the Detroit Grand Prix. The tracks have hit the cars. What else needs to be said? Oh my goodness. My. Well, we're going to step away for just a brief moment. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And just like that, we are back. Live from the Detroit Grand Prix, the duel races here at Belle Island for the Renault 3.5 Championship in Formula I. Danny Hoekstra walking away with duel 1 race win. First race win of the season for Hoekstra, so hats off to him and all the guys over there at Tulip Racing doing a great job getting that car where it needed to be. Practice is about over and qualifying will get set to get underway here in just a brief moment. There you see qualifying underway. 20 minutes of qualifying here for the Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Island. And ladies and gentlemen, there you see it. Green flag is waved. Drivers have hit the track. Cedric Beal already out there on track trying to see if he can overtake. Oh my goodness. And I am not even sure who that was, but they had a big time issue. Whew. And for some reason, we're going to have to refresh some of these paints. So let's go ahead and do that now. Please bear with us while we take care of that. You will have to see that little ugliness pop up on the screen for just a brief moment. Now everything's going to go white and weird. But it's all for the better of it. Cedric Beal leading the cars on track for qualifying here so far for duel number 2. Looks like Danny Hoekstra, your pole sitter in duel number 1, has hit the track. Carlos Cotal hit the track. Graham Lawhead, Danny O'Keefe, Stefan Grabowski, Carter Kundinger, Mark Bruning, and Jordan Thompson all on track. Ready to go here for duel number 2. We'll check back here with Carlos Cotal. And for some reason, folks, my trading paints is not acting right. So we're going to step away for just a brief moment. Fix this thing up real quick. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Oh, hi. What's your name? Hi, Marcia. I almost erased you. I was going to draw a car. You do? But you're a... Well, I don't know. A racing driver? Well, we can make that happen.
Back track side, still trying to get all the paints and everything worked back out the way that they should be. And trading paints is just acting like just not cooperating right this second. We'll try to reload it here in just one moment. Cedric Beal finishing third in duel number 1, finds himself sitting second position here in qualifying so far for duel number 2 here at Detroit. Carter Kundinger, the man at the top of the board as of right now. We'll try to redo this one more time. Try to get all the drivers' liveries out there showing up correctly. Sometimes it just doesn't like cooperating for whatever reasons. I do not know. Qualifying order looks a little something like this so far out there today on track. For duel number 2, Carter Kundinger leads the pack. Cedric Beal in second. Third place, Cody Sandwith. And in fourth, Danny O'Keefe. Carlos Cotal sitting in the 5th spot. Mark Bruning, Patrick Woodstrup yet to have made a lap. Danny Hoekstra still trying to get out on track and put down a qualifying time as well as Kundinger goes around. And yes, see, none of the paints are working right now, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is enough to drive me absolutely insane. Oh my, wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? We're gonna have to step away here once again. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Look, I don't know what's gotten into me. I could be off on my rocker potentially. Bigger I get, the more they think it less of me. Don't be the one to insult my integrity. Put down the whistle, I'm done with you referees. Y'all don't know nothing, you think you ejected me. Till I show up in the game, like remember me. I gotta make it, these people depend on me. Hey, that's how I'm living these days. Threaten my wife, keep digging that that grave. I had a job making minimum wage. Told myself that I gotta get paid. Prove myself, yeah, get on my grades. Walk into class like, give me that A. Think I'm trash, put a bag in your face, and I put you by the road like, look what it's saying. Here's a reminder that I still spit. Think I need to advise you to watch your lip, or at least realize that I'm not no kid. Don't Google my name trying to find my crib. Write a pop song, then I write a song like this. Do a lot wrong, doesn't matter, I learn quick. I'm an outlaw, my brain has no fence. Doesn't matter either way to me, cause even if it did, I would destroy it. Used to be employee, now I'm employer. Making big deals, now I gotta get lawyers. People tell me to relax and enjoy it, but when I kick back, I see warning. Summertime, my past, can't ignore it. Every time I rap and I'm recording, might be my last, so I absorb it. Cause I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Woo! I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Woo! I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. School bag without the pliers, intros without the choirs, new car without the tires, music without the writers, UFC without the fighters, smoking without the fire, cigarettes without the lighter. Austin Powers, no Michael Myers, that's me. If I ain't get the bars, you see, something ain't right, like I'm incomplete. Outcast, yes, I'm a different breed. If you disagree, make them all retreat. Act like a boss when I compete. Take my thoughts in a hyperspeed. When it's all gone and I hit my peak, at least I'll know that I took that leap. Cause life is a process, and I am not here for the nonsense. Losing everything I work for likes to weigh on my conscience. That's why I black out the comments. Who's next? Who's next? I don't know, I ain't been watching. Closing my ear to the gossip. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. No forfeit, my course different. Change flows and I'm bored with it. More living, never more driven. I avoid timid. Try to tell me I can never be to go to rap. I ignore limits. I was born with the short trip and thinking I'm slipping. I'm enjoying it. Look at me, I'm on a tour selling more tickets. Even if the fourth record didn't sell a copy, I'ma do it like a hobby. I ain't quitting till the Lord tell me. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options, these are the options. These are the options. These are the options. These are the options. Yeah, these are the options.
Well, we're back, and trading paints is just not. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. I've shut it down and restarted it. I don't know how many separate times, and still just no. So yeah, I am not quite sure what to do except apologize that the great liveries on all these cars aren't going to be seen the way that they're meant to be, and that bothers me just as much as it bothers you. I can guarantee you that. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Well, not much I can do about it anymore, so we'll just continue to roll on here, just under halfway here in qualifying, and Cedric Beale sitting on top of the board here in qualifying. Cedric, a familiar face up there at the top, finished in the third and final podium position there in duel number 1. Now looking to take provisional pole here for duel number 2 for the Detroit Grand Prix, live from Belle Island here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you for joining me. As always, Saturday afternoon Formula I action Renault 3.5 Championship. My goodness, what more could you want? Big news for a lot of esports out there. NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, all jumping on board with iRacing to bring you some virtual racing action due to all of the world's craziness right now. Gonna touch on it for a brief moment. Do want to wish everyone the best. My thoughts and prayers for everybody affected in the huge global pandemic virus, COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, whether you're a conspiracy theorist or not. Thoughts and prayers to anybody out there that is currently, has been, or will be affected by this thing. And what I was alluding to was it's affected the world so much that every aspect of sports entertainment has been shut down. Many different things in our lives have been shut down. Some of us having to sit at the house because our jobs are no longer letting us work. So in order to bring the fans what they want, and that's great racing action, deals have been struck between iRacing and these platforms, NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One. I believe IMSA is currently working out a deal to bring live racing action here from iRacing by these stars, by these race car drivers at the top echelon, going to be competing against each other on iRacing, just as we see here on screen today. So big moment here for iRacing to shine. Big moment for our iRacers to shine. Possibly having some chances to rub elbows with the stars, if you will. And by God, I tell you what, Danny Hulkstra, I think this is his track. He is back at the top of the board, taking the provisional pole away from Cedric Beal, now slotting back into the 4th position. We'll jump out on track now with the 61 of Mark Bruning as he makes his way around the track, trying to put down a fast lap here in qualifying. As we ride along board with the 61 of Mark Bruning, he is sitting in the 9th position currently here in qualifying for duel number 2. As we'll jump back out, watch Mark go around the track now. Yeah, well, thanks for the input, Roger. It still doesn't help the car show up. Is what it is, though. Sometimes things like that are out of our control. Trading Paint's having some issues right now, being notified by a few other members at Turn 3 Racing Network that it's been having some issues lately. As you've seen, duel number 1, all the liveries were on and looking beautiful. And for some reason, they're just not wanting to cooperate now. But We'll keep on keeping on like we always do here for Formula I Renault 3.5 Championship. It's the Detroit Grand Prix live from Belle Island. I don't know what you mean by picnic there, KR. No, I'm not. No panic in the voice. I just don't like it when it doesn't show up the way it's supposed to. That's all. Gonna run through your qualifying order as they are right now. Top two drivers not out on track. Danny Hulkstra sitting in the provisional pole position. Carter Kundinger in second. Also not on track. Cody Sandwith improving. Oh, and into the wall there. Cody improving from duel number one. Now sitting in the third spot. Gonna look to come off a pit road this time by Cedric Beal relegated back to the fourth spot. There you see Sandwith trying to warm up the tires and get ready for a qualifying lap. Heard a driver into the wall somewhere. That may have been Carl Flemister. Looks like he's just chilling on pit road now as we get just to 2 minutes left. So these drivers going to have about one shot to get this done. And Kundinger out on track. He's going to go after Hulkstra's time. Hulkstra feeling pretty confident and comfortable. He's going to stay in the paddock. Just over 1 minute left. We're watching the 0-2 of Carter Kundinger make his way around this 2.34 mile track. 14 turns here at Belle Island. Trying to take over that top spot. Trying to snatch that provisional pole away from Danny Hulkstra. He's about 2/10 off. Will he make up enough time? Cedric Beal not able to pick up enough. Up to third. He is in the paddock now. Cody Sandwith sitting in fourth. Dave Guild in fifth. Mark Bruning sitting sixth. And Danny O'Keefe seventh. Carlos Cotal in eighth. Ninth is Carl Flemister. And rounding out your top 10, Patrick Woodstrup. Did Kundinger have enough that time by? No, he didn't. He's going to stay in that second position here for qualifying. So looks like Hulkstra is gonna double up. My goodness, great job, great performance from him and his crew out there getting the job done. And we will get set to get things crossed over, ready to go for duel number 2 here at Belle Island. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. And we are back live for duel number 2 here at Belle Island. Your qualifying grid for duel number 2 here today. On pole position, yet again, the 91 of Danny Hoekstra, followed by the 02 of Carter Kundinger. Row number 2, the 3 of Cedric Beale, and the 23 of Cody Sandwith. Row number 3, the 11 of Dave Guild, and the 61 of Mark Bruning. Row number 4, the 15 of Danny O'Keefe, and the 2 of Carlos Cotal. Row number 5, Carl Flemister and Patrick Woodstrup. Row number 6, Stephen Grabowski and Graham Lawhead. Row number 7, the 13 and the 16. And we're back live once again. My goodness, the field gets away to a great start. Danny Hoekstra having some trouble on the start, finds himself not as far out front as he would like. Field looks to be away cleanly this time. Down into turn number 3. Field down and away. Everything looks nice and clean for the drivers so far. No issues. Gonna go back through the field just a little bit as they snake their way around the track for lap number 1. Everything seems to be nice and calm up front. No issues as of yet. Gonna jump up now. Take a look a little further through the field. This is back 10th, 11th, 12th. Oh, and one driver, Jordan Thompson. He has some issues. We'll take a look back, see what happened to Jordan here. Looked like he just didn't get woed up enough, and this is one of the troubles that I usually end up having after this long straight here. Got to get the car woed up and ready to turn right. Here you see him on the inside, has the inside lane, and just not able to woe it up in time and into the safer barrier. While all that was taking place, battle for the lead at the front. Carter Kundinger has found a way to get by Danny Hoekstra. Hoekstra now looking to the inside on turn number 1, not able to make the pass. Cedric Beale right there on his gearbox now. Oh, and Hoekstra's into the wall. Beale gets collected. Hoekstra's flipping. He's upside down. His day is over. My goodness. What a change of events. Hoekstra went from winning duel number 1 to being the first car with damage back behind the paddock wall. That's going to allow Dave Guild in the 11, the Crown Racing driver, to slot his way up into the second position. Cody Sandwith going to be running in third now. Mark Bruning sitting in fourth, looking around. Cody Sandwith not making the pass just yet. Let's join this battle here, as it is one of our closest battles on track right now. Graham Lawhead, Carl Flemister, and Jason Siemens battling it out. That's for 8th, 9th, and 10th spot on track. Mark Bruning falling behind just a little bit now, but still in tow. Looking to the inside now with the pass. Gets the job done. Great job by Bruning. Under braking to get the car woed up enough. Utilize the run down that long stretch. Got the car woed up, turned right. And he has found his way into the final podium spot, sitting in third. Yes, I know Sam the driver, MXS Racing, Trading Paints is just not cooperating with me right now, bud. I've tried reloading it multiple times. It's just not wanting to cooperate. So, yeah. Kind of is what it is at that point in time, but Carter Kundinger, since taking over the race lead, has stepped away to a 4.3 second lead over Dave Guild, who has got Mark Bruning slowly trying to close in on him. Cody Sandwith running in fourth. Carlos Cotal, great run so far, sitting in fifth. Cedric Beale, after that contact, looks like everything's okay with his machine, but he is relegated back to the 6th position and under fire from Danny O'Keefe. Jason Siemens right there as well. I mean, I can try to load it one more time. It's going to put an ugly box up here on screen while it does try to load, but I will be more than happy to try to do it one more time. We'll drop down your running order for you as we get things going. That may help try to mask some of the stuff I'm about to try to pull off here, but try to give the fans what they want. We'll see what happens. Maybe, hopefully, it'll want to work. And no, once again, it's stuck in the not responding mode once again. So, unfortunately, not going to be able to do anything about it. Field getting very bunched up here. That's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th position all right there with each other as Mark Bruning had issues. He is now on pit road. My goodness, things are changing very rapidly here in duel number 2. As Beale trying to make his way back by O'Keefe. Remember, Beale was involved in a little bit of a skirmish there after Danny Hulkstra, winner of duel race number 1, found the outside wall. Beale nowhere to go, a little bit of contact. There you see that front wing very, very damaged. We'll take a look at it now from our camera. And you can see it's all off kilter right there up in the front. Suspension looks to be okay and intact, but that front wing has definitely seen some better days. This is still your closest battle on track. Your race leader, Carter Kundinger, has stepped away to a 6-second lead. But Dave Guild still trying to maintain pace, still running in second. Cody Sandwith still in third. Almost into that wall as Jason Siemens goes by. Beale to the inside now. Who's going to break last? Beale still has the chance to... Oh, close going into that corner. Not able to outbrake Siemens on the outside with the momentum. Going to complete the pass. That's going to push Beale back to the 7th spot. Put Siemens into 6th. Graham Lawhead now in the 35. He's starting to make his way up through the field in his Crown Racing machine. Oh, Lawhead with a little bit of contact there with the, I believe that was the right rear tire of Beale. Luckily not cutting that tire down. He's going to stay moving. Lawhead now losing a ton of time. Going to move a little bit further in front. Oh, as Siemens with a little bit of trouble, and around he goes. In the center of the track, drivers going by. Now the field has cleared. Siemens gonna spin that machine around, get it headed back in the right direction. Beale able to recover one position, now back up to 6th. Field is a little bit strung out now as we are on lap number 7 out of 18 here today for duel number 2 at Belle Island for the Detroit Grand Prix Formula I Renault 3.5 Championship here on Turn 3 Racing Network. We are watching the 23 of Cody Sandwith make his way around the field, trying to catch up to Dave Guild, the driver of the 11 machine, just off in the distance. There you see him. Sandwith slowly closing in lap after lap, but not able to reel him in just yet. Little bit of house cleaning for you here as we inch closer to the halfway point here in duel number 2 for the Detroit Grand Prix. 16 drivers took to the track. We still have 13 drivers remaining, 12 on the lead lap. Danny Hulkster, winner of duel race number 1, finds himself the first car being scored 1 lap down in the 13th position. Stephen Grabowski, Jordan Thompson, and Will Zoller all had some issues, and they have pushed their cars back inside the paddock and are headed to the house. Gonna jump now to check in with your race leader, Carter Kundinger, as he is slowly making his way up onto some back markers. There you see just out in front of him, I believe that is the 14 of Patrick Woodstrup, if everything is looking correctly. Yes, that is exactly who that is. Woodstrup running in 12th, trying to stay on the lead lap as we work ourselves on to lap number 9. Field, or race leader I should say, coming into turn number 3. Look over the shoulder of your race leader, Carter Kundinger, as he's got his 02 up there, ready to steal the show here in duel race number 2. After a great finish in duel number 1, doing the one and only thing that he can to improve his points for the weekend, and that's come out here and win duel race number 2. He has made his way around Patrick Woodstrup, and away he goes. No issues involved getting around that back marker. Dave Guild now going to be working his way into the dirty air of Woodstrup here in the next handful of laps. But look, just in front of your race leader, another back marker. That is Graham Lawhead now moving over to the inside, letting the race leader by. No issues there, no mishaps or misfortunes, as Kundinger continues to pound the pavement in his Renault 3.5, leading all 9 laps so far here in duel race number 2. Gonna head back through the field just a little bit. Now gonna jump on board with the 5 machine here of Carl Flemister. Carl having a pretty solid run so far, as Jason Siemens has had some more trouble. That's going to put Flemister into the 8th position, as Siemens has found some more trouble and is behind on pace. Now off track. My goodness, tough break for Jason. Carl doing an excellent job keeping it out of those retaining walls, and he's going to find himself in the 9th, now make that 8th position here as soon as he cycles by Jason Siemens, who is sitting in the paddock. Gonna jump now back up front with your race leaders, work our way back through the field, try to give every driver a little bit of showcase if and when. Oh, Carter with a big moment there. That could have spelled trouble for him in his day. Sitting in the top spot, leading the field with 8 laps to go is the 0-2 of Carter Kundinger. Man on screen, the 11 of Dave Guild, running in second position, trying to walk down Kundinger and stay in front of a fast-charging Cody Sandwith, who is just behind him. Dave having to deal with some lap traffic right now. Cody just behind them, running in the third spot. Cody's also dealing with some lap traffic. Down and away the back marker goes. That's going to allow Sandwith through with no issues. Carlos Cotau, strong run out there today by this Scuderia AOD Portugal driver. Heck of a job here in dual race number 2. Carlos sitting in the 4th position. Great run here in dual race number 2 for Danny O'Keefe. Danny out of Green Puma Racing Stables. Danny doing an excellent job out here running in the 5th spot. Cedric Beal, your points leader, coming in to today's Detroit Grand Prix. The duels in Detroit, and there you see that front wing heavily damaged. Cedric doing one heck of a job just being able to drive that machine around here right now. That is a lot of damage to that front wing. Cedric had the points lead coming into today's race, may be able to keep it, walking away with a 3rd place finish in duel number 1, so that will be the points he walks away with for the day, barring any craziness here at the end of this thing. So Cedric maintaining, doing what he can with what he has. Sitting in 7th, driver of the 61 machine, Tulip Racing driver Mark Bruning, was running a little bit further up in the field, had some issues, and since has been relegated 30. Oh, in a slide for Bruning, and he hits the wall. That's going to damage. There you see that front wing damaged. Ooh, Bruning with an issue earlier, into the wall once again, and now he finds himself 41 seconds behind Carter Kundinger. Running in the 8th position, final car on the lead lap is Carl Flemister in his 5 machine. Carl doing an excellent job running inside the top 10 here in dual race number 2. Gonna jump back up front with your race leader as he continues to put down almost qualifying laps, lap after lap. Only his last lap was only 0.3 of a second off of his qualifying lap. So Carter making no bones about it. Carter coming around the final few turns here at Belle Island, back across the line into turns 1 and 2, down the stretch to turn 3. Heavy braking here into turn 3's right-hand corner. Carter doing a great job getting through this very technical I call it the inside portion of the track. I don't really have an explanation why, but that inside portion through there, very technical. Woo! There you see a little bit of a wiggle there. Might have been a little crossed up on exit of that corner. And I tell you what, let's go down. Let's ride on board one lap around here with your race leader, Carter Kundinger. Is going to come around, cross the line this time by into turns 1 and 2. So we'll stick with him now on board. Whoa, big time moment right there for your race leader. That could have been the end of his Grand Prix for dual race number 2. Almost overstepping the limit. Oh, big wiggle there too. My goodness, things getting hairy here for your race leader, Carter Kundinger, as he continues to try to pound the pavement and put down these fast laps, lap after lap. Two laps left remaining. Carter Kundinger still your race leader. Dave Guild running 8 seconds back in second. Cody Sandwith sitting in third, another 7 seconds back from Guild. Carlos Cotow running almost 25 seconds off of your race leader, as the back marker of Carl Flemister yields the position to the race leader, gets out the way, gives him the preferred lines through the corners, and away he goes. Flemister with some issues, and oh no, Mark Bruning with more trouble. He's going to find himself back on pit road, giving up a handful of positions at the end of the race here. And Mark may be one of those drivers that is happy to catch a flight off of Belle Island here today. Mark with some issues in dual race number 1 and multiple issues here today in dual race number 2. Mark falling back now to the 11th position. Crossing the line that time by final lap. 1 to go here for your race leader, Carter Kundinger, as he continues to pound the pavement and tear up this literal road course. It's a street course here at Belle Island. Great job in dual race number 1, doing the one and only thing he could to improve his points walking away from Detroit here today, and that's go out and win dual race number 2. And he is going to be able to cash in some race win points after walking away, barring any nonsense, with dual race win number 2. Through the final few sections of the track, crossing the line, your race winner right there, man on screen, Carter Kundinger getting the job done. Dave Guild now crossing the line. Cody Sandwith coming across the line this time by to round out your final podium position. Heck of a job by a lot of the drivers out there. So we're going to step away for just a brief moment. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Look, I don't know what's gotten into me. I could be off on my rocker potentially. Bigger I get, the more they think it less of me. Don't be the one to insult my integrity. Put down the whistle, I'm done with you referees. Y'all don't know nothing, you think you ejected me. Till I show up in the game, like remember me. I gotta make it, these people depend on me. Hey, that's how I'm living these days. Threaten my wife, keep digging that grave. I had a job making minimum wage. Told myself that I gotta get paid. Prove myself, yeah, get on my grades. Walk into class like, give me that A. Think I'm trash, put a bag in your face. And I put you by the road like, look, we're the same. Here's a reminder that I still spit. Think I need to advise you to watch your lip. Or at least realize that I'm not no kid. Don't Google my name trying to find my crib. Write a pop song, then I write a song like this. Do a lot wrong, doesn't matter, I learn quick. I'm an outlaw, my brain has no fence. Doesn't matter either way to me, cause even if it did, I would destroy it. Used to be employee, now I'm employer. Making big deals, now I gotta get lawyers. People tell me to relax and enjoy it, but when I kick back, I see warning. Summertime might pass, can't ignore it. Every time I rap and I'm recording, might be my last, so I absorb it. Cause I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Woo! I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Woo! I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. School bag without the pliers. Intros without the choirs. New car without the tires. Music without the writers. UFC without the fighters. Smoking without the fire. Cigarettes without the lighter. Austin Powers, no Michael Myers, that's me. If I ain't get the bars, you see. Something ain't right, like I'm incomplete. Outcast, yes, I'm a different breed. If you disagree, make them all retreat. Act like a boss when I can beat. Take my thoughts in a hyperspeed. When it's all gone and I hit my peak, at least I'll know that I took that leap. Cause life is a process, and I am not here for the nonsense. Losing everything I work for likes to weigh on my conscience. That's why I black out the comments. Who's next? Who's next? I don't know, I ain't been watching. Closing my ear to the gossip. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. No forfeiting. My course different. Change flows and I'm bored with it. More living, never more driven. I avoid timid. Try to tell me I can never be the go to rap. I ignore limits. I was born with the short trip and thinking I'm slipping. I'm enjoying this. Look at me, I'm on a tour selling more tickets. Even if the fourth record didn't sell a copy, I'ma do it like a hobby. I ain't quitting till the Lord tell me. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. Yeah. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. These are the options. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it. I gotta make it or make it, man. These are the options. 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 Yeah, these are the options.
Woo! Another good one in the books for the Formula I Renault 3.5 Championship. Dual race number 2 has come to an end, and we will see if we can get in a word or two with hey, how you doing, Cody?
Howdy.
First time I think I got to talk to you this season, man. Glad to hear you.
Yeah, for sure. That race went much better than, well, a lot of our races this season, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Well, man, I've asked a few of the other drivers already, how is the track out there? How tough is this track here at Belle Island?
Well, if I'm being honest, I'm not convinced that this has been paved since Carroll Shelby was alive, but it's pretty rough out there. It's definitely a street, not a street circuit, just a street. And the car does not seem to care for it very much, but it does make the driving very interesting and very dynamic.
Well, man, you definitely improved on your finish from duel number 1. Was there something during that race that you were maybe able to take away from it and utilize in duel 2 to walk away with a podium?
Race 1 was kind of plagued with equipment failure, so race 2 didn't have that. That was what I took away, is keep my equipment working, I guess.
All right, my man. Well, once again, congratulations walking away with a podium finish for the first time this season. Before we let you go and celebrate, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, shout out to my family and friends who may or may not be watching. I hope you guys are. And shout out to my new teammate, Carl Flemister. We just started up a new team. Both of our teammates left for greener pastures, so we joined forces. And so, yeah, that's it.
All right, my man. Well, we will catch up with you next week.
Sounds good. See ya.
There you have it. That was driver of the 23 machine, Cody Sandwith, walking away with the third and final podium position. Now we're going to see if we can't get in a quick word or two with the driver finishing second here in duel number 2. Dave Guild, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I'm here, mate. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
So, I'm going to ask you again, like I've asked everybody else, how tough is this track?
Mate, it's a nightmare. Above all, I race in VR and in lap 3, I heard something smash in my house. Now, do you know what I mean? I got a bit distracted, and that's why you might have seen me like a pinball machine, bouncing off the walls for a couple of corners there. But yeah, no, it's a very tough track. I crashed out in race 1. Well, I'm surprised that we made it all the way to the end in this one, to be fair. Didn't expect so many people to be finishing.
Was there anything in dual race number 1 that you were able to take away from it and utilize here in duel number 2 to walk away with a second place?
Yeah, don't try and go around the outside of Carter. It just, wow, do you know what I mean? I just went for it, but it didn't pay off. Should have just held back.
I hear you. Very technical, tough track here at Belle Island. Great job once again coming home in second place for duel number 2. Before we let you go, though, Dave, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, big shout out to Graham, my teammate. It's his first points of the season, fair play. And another thank you to Mark, which I messed up my whole setup, and he gave me a baseline, and I managed to do this today. So big thanks to him as well, and Jason and you for putting on a good show as always. But yeah, it's been good. Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it. That was second place finisher here in duel number 2. Before we get to your race winner, we're going to grab a hold of driver that finished in the podium positions in dual race number 1, and that is Cedric Beal. How you doing, bud?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Good. Sorry we didn't get to you at the end of duel number 1 there, but we're definitely going to make sure you get your spotlight in time. Great job walking away on the podium over there in duel number 1. A little bit of a rough duel number 2 there for you. A little bit of a contact with Hulkster after he hit the wall. How bad was the machine after that contact?
The front left wing was damaged, so I was losing grip on fast corners, especially on the first one, and I was losing speed on straight lines. It was difficult to drive because the track is bumpy, so it's not easy. But when your front wing is damaged, it's worse.
Well, I mean, you probably did one of the best driving moments I've seen. I mean, almost the entire race there, that front left wing was absolutely jacked up, and still you managed to drive that thing home to a 6th place finish here in duel number 2. So not too shabby of a finish for you, but not going to be able to improve on the duel 1 results. Does that give you any anything to think about heading off into next week?
For the next week, not really. The sprint format, I wasn't prepared about it. For the first sprint, I was on the setup to have a long run. So for the second one, I was a little more confident for the race because I put the right amount of fuel. So the car should be better in a race for the second, but with the incident, yes, it was over. Yeah, and for the next race, I don't know. Monza, it's a track that I like a lot. So for me, it's like coming back home. I didn't knew this track. It's really hard here in Detroit. So yes, I'm happy for the result because I wasn't sure to finish the race, to be honest. And a big congratulations to Danny and Mark. They were the fastest one during all the week.
All right, Cedric. Well, man, congratulations with maybe not such a great duel number 2, but a great duel number 1. Before I let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yes, as always, thank you for the broadcast. Good job for you. Thanks to Jason Simmons for organizing this league, and thanks to my teammate for the team and XS Racing, and a little sad for Samuel who couldn't race today, but he will race for the next races. So yes, and see you everyone on Monza.
All right, there you have it. That was driver of the 3 machine, Cedric Belle, walking away in 6th place in dual race number 2 after finishing in the podium positions for duel number 1. Now, we're actually going to do things a little different. We're going to jump down here with both of our dual race winners, Carter Kundinger as well as Danny Hoekstra. How you boys doing?
Not too bad. A little shaken, but that's all right.
Me too, man.
Well, I'm going to start with you first, Danny. A little bit of issues here in duel number 2. Carter had gotten by you and then into the outside wall. Tough break.
Yeah, well, I made a mistake a bit earlier, like in the second lap, I guess. He was right behind me, and at the second to last corner, the right-hander, I kind of kissed the wall, and I knew I had damage, so I let him go, but I tried to stay within a range and see if I could drive on, but yeah, didn't work out, and then I made another mistake because it was like completely understeery and completely gone. So after that, the only thing I could do is steal the fastest race lap point away from anybody else. So I managed to do that, and then I screwed up again, but didn't really matter anymore.
And now to you, Carter, improving the only way that you could from duel number 1, and that's going out and winning duel number 2. Great job. Kept it out of the fence, kept it nice and clean. Not much more you could ask for, huh?
No, I mean, after the first one, obviously I knew it was either first or nothing. So that was the goal. And thankfully, this time I managed to qualify a little higher. And I knew it was just going to be a battle between me and Danny the whole way through. And yeah, just unfortunately, he had his issues. And that kind of left me all alone. And then basically for the remainder of the second race, I just knew I just had to run my laps, have very minimal issues, and I was able to manage that and come out with a win.
Well, man, great job by both of you drivers out there today in both duels. I know duel number 2 is a little bit more desirable for you there, Hoekstra. Tough break, finishing in 10th, but still walking away with some race win points for duel number 1. Do either of you have any thoughts about momentum heading to Monza?
I'll let Carter begin because he was the best over the both races.
Momentum-wise, I don't know if this really helps. I think we kind of both got lucky to catch Cedric on a bad day. And I can only imagine now that we're going back to, I guess, what some would consider like a normal Formula track. I think he may pick up the pace again, so it's gonna be a grind to get back into the normal swing of things after having this little, I guess, break from just like a normal track. So yeah, I think hopefully momentum carries through, but I guess we'll just have to see in a week at Monza.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thanks for taking the time to come up here in the booth and speak to us. Either of you got any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous before we go?
Well, I want to thank Carter for not making it so tough for me in the first one. And yeah, the second one, yeah, I think I already did the shout-outs in the first race, but again, my teammates, my dad, you for the broadcasting, and Carter for keeping it clean in the first and second race until I screwed up myself. So either way, it was a good weekend.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to thank Danny for kissing that wall a little bit. It helped for sure. So otherwise, it would have been probably a really, really good race. And yeah, no, then thanks again to AOD, and thank you, David, and thanks to Jason for organizing the league. So far it's been good. Hopefully we can close out the season the right way.
All right, there you have it. Drivers of the winning cars from duel number 1 as well as duel number 2 here for the Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Island, live on Turn 3 Racing Network. And just like that, we had nothing left to do. So I do want to take a moment and say thank you for joining us here today, and we will catch up with you next week at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. And well, we'll see you then.